A special thank you to our great sponsors: Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, Faith Created, Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Equipment, Sales and Rentals, give Sean a call, Tatum Enterprises, Richmond Tourism, WKYT.com, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Berea Online, and Rosenbaum Communications.
Hey everyone, my name's Alex, and I want you to watch MadisonCountySchoolSports.com.
Hello everyone, I'm Madison County Schools Superintendent Elmer Thomas, and I want to thank you for watching Madison County School Sports Television.
Follow Madison County School Sports Television on Twitter, or like us on Facebook, MCS TV, and of course, watch all of our videos on YouTube.
3, 2.
Welcome to the Coach Mark Center Show. Hi, I'm Samantha Burford with Madison County School Sports Television. We want you to watch the Coach Mark Center Show.
We look forward to seeing you on Madison County School Sports Television.
Okay, right there.
This program is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank and Trust. Visit their new location in Berea.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome to the Coach Mark Center Show. I'm Samantha Burford, here today with Coach Mark Centers. He is the head coach of the Madison Central Indians. The football season is over too soon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It always ends quicker than you want it to, unless you go to state championship, and
that's right.
And of course that's the goal.
And as cold as it is outside, you'd still rather be out there playing in it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'd far rather be practicing today, getting ready.
Yeah.
I'm watching a couple of my seniors over there drinking coffee right now. I'd a whole lot rather than be just now getting off the practice field. So.
That is true. I mean, it doesn't bother them. The rain, snow, sleet, or shine, they'd be out there.
Absolutely. This time of year, of course, you know, the guys that are practicing this week are getting ready for regional championship game, and that's definitely one of our short-term and long-term goals. So, you know, that's hopefully this time next year we will be practicing this
right.
week.
Now, as anticipated, well, I guess let me ask you the question. Did it go as you anticipated?
Well, there were some ups and downs. You know, obviously, I really had you know, very high hopes from a win-loss perspective, and from that perspective, I think we let a few slip that possibly could have won. But you know, overall, from looking at an overall project, it's, you know, the kids are probably sick of hearing this, but it is a process. The overall work in progress. It's definitely a process from start to finish, and you know, those things. Yeah, hopefully, you know, programs cannot always be judged from terms of wins and losses, and with this being our first year, certainly maybe there's a little bit of grace there. But you know, we've got a real strong group of seniors, 17 guys that were really not put in the best situation that they could possibly be put in from the standpoint of preparation for their season and getting a full off season of conditioning and weightlifting.
Yeah, that didn't happen, did it?
Right.
Not the way you would want it to
certainly
happen.
And certainly not the way that it's going to happen for the guys that are going to be coming into the program next year. And you know, a lot of them, you know, again, just the transition that they had to endure, and going through, you know, what turned out to be a couple of head coaches in the off season, but you know, really just kind of trying to get used to get a grip on what was going to happen for them, and you know, brand new offensive scheme, brand new defensive scheme, brand new special team schemes, and they had to learn very quickly and learn on the run. I'm very, very proud of those guys for doing so. But you know, again, I think they have done a fine job of laying the groundwork. I think this team did a very good job of laying the groundwork for future success, and a lot of guys got a lot of experience this year that will certainly pay off down the road.
Do you think the changes in the coaches, I mean, they've, like you mentioned just a second ago, they've had three coaches in just the last year. So
yeah, less than a year.
did they handle it when you moved in? Did they handle it and go, okay, this is our guy?
Well, I don't think we could have asked for anything more, honestly, than the way that the guys adapted to it. You know, we went through spring ball and we're still pushing 90 on the roster as far through spring ball, and of course as the end of the term came about and summer ball came about, you know, that's typically when guys kind of weed themselves out, and we had some guys that chose to do other things, and had a couple of guys that missed the boat on the grades. So, but you know, the fact that
that's hard, because you know they want to be out there playing football.
Certainly. And
academically, they're just not going to be able to do it.
You're right, and you know, a couple of those guys could have really helped us, I think. But you know, the 70, what ended up being 71 strong that we had that throughout the season. Very committed young men, very strong young men, and again, you know, I think they adapted very well. I think that you know, being put in a difficult situation, you have to admire the way that they went about business,
and that these seniors stuck with it.
Yeah, and again, you know, a 17-member senior class is good numbers. We'd like to have a few more, and in the future we feel like we will have a few more. But you know, 17 guys sticking with it through what all they've gone through, and you know, 4 years with the team is certainly a credit to them, and a credit to how much they obviously love the game and the dedication to the school. Yeah.
Well, and we have 3 seniors here with us tonight. We will interview them a little later. But before we get to all the stats, all those fun numbers that you coaches love to analyze at the end of the season, do you think those statistics, do you like them or do you not like them? Or do you look forward to next season, making them even better?
Well, I mean, in athletics, you're always looking for the next thing. You're always looking forward. But I think, you know, honestly, from a statistical standpoint, certainly from the offensive side of the football, from a statistical standpoint, we've done very well. We've got a good start. You know, we did some things that we really wanted to do in spreading the ball around and getting the ball to a lot of people. We had multiple guys, I think. I'll have to look here, but I think we had 10 or 12 different guys catch footballs this year in the receiving game. I think we had, you know, 10 or 12
that's a good
different
number.
Guys. Yeah, 10 or 12 different guys carried the football, and you know, we had multiple guys. You know, people couldn't just key on one person for us. We had multiple weapons that could hurt us and hurt other teams, and we feel like that's definitely the philosophy that we want to go with. We want to get as many people the ball as we possibly can, spread it around, and try to be difficult to defend from the standpoint of you're not able to key on one person. You can't single out one part of our game. If you load up the box, we're going to try to throw. If you spread out to try to defend our passing game, we're going to try to run it. So, you know, from an offensive perspective, I think we got a good foothold on things. At times, defensively, we played extremely well. At times, defensively, I think our overall relative lack of strength as a team was a glaring weakness, and you know, a lot of times we had guys at the point of attack and even in many cases behind the line of scrimmage making the first hit, and we just couldn't finish the play. And you know, that's something, again, part of that is just you know, the guys were a little bit behind from a strength standpoint from not having a full off season of weights. The others, you know, we had some young guys playing some real key positions. We had some injuries that forced some young guys into some injuries. Yeah, and you know, I'll mention it a little bit later when we talk about each one of the seniors individually. But you take a guy like Will Hinton, who started as a junior at free safety and was a very, very good football player, and he came out, you know, was with us in the spring and proved what he'd been a tremendous, or at least projected to be a tremendous defensive back. But also he showed us that in the spring that he could be a pretty fierce offensive weapon as well. And so losing him before we were ever able to get him on the field, I think
Hurts.
it certainly impacted the team, and he's a great leader as well. All the guys respect him,
And that doesn't
still do
change,
respect him.
even though
No.
he's not out on the field. That doesn't change.
No, and really it didn't. And again, I'll elaborate a little bit more on that, but I have a story to tell that certainly it shows
we like
how these guys, the guys in the locker room, really responded to him. He's a good young man, a good leader.
If you had one thing to change for the season, what would you do? Anything?
Well, I don't have that magic wand to change it. I would have been hired in January instead of March.
There you go. All right.
But you know, again, that's God works in His own time, and He makes things happen when they're supposed to happen, and things happen the way that they were supposed to happen. So.
And everything just kind of fell into place.
Everything
with
fell.
your assistant coaches and everything else.
It did. It did. And you know, again, all that. You know, I feel like we've got some really strong men that are leading our program. I feel like. Our assistant coaches are as good, if not better, than anybody around. You know, heck, personally, I feel like a lot of small colleges would be tickled to have our coaching staff. But, you know.
How about even a game? Is there a game that you go back on Saturday mornings when you're watching those films and go, okay, in the next game I'm going to try this or I'm going to do this because I wish I'd have done it tonight?
Yeah, everyone.
You do.
The ones that we won, the ones that we lost, every single game, we always go back and go, well, if this had happened, if this had happened, if we'd have been able to do this, if we'd have been able to do that, certainly. That's a very, in my opinion, that's a very entrenched part of coaching. I don't know any coach that doesn't evaluate the film and feel like, I'd like to have that one. I'd like to be able to have that one back. But, you know, I mean, I guess to not try to go around your question, I feel like if we had just a little bit more time in Lexington Catholic, I think we could have knocked off Catholic. It would have been very interesting to see how that would have changed the confidence of our players going over to Catholic and knocking them off. And, you know, again, didn't play very well in the first quarter, really the first half of that game, but then all of a sudden just really exploded and played fantastic in the second. I would have loved to seen us put 4 quarters together like that. You know, I think, honestly, I can answer that question just by saying that I still don't think the public got to see fully what these young men are capable of because very few times, with probably the Dunbar game for sure, and maybe a couple others, we put 4 quarters of football together. And I would really, I wish we'd have gotten to see just how good these guys could be if we'd put 4 quarters of football together.
Yeah. You got to be looking, I mean, it's sad to see the seniors go, but you got to be looking, after being there a year now, going, okay, I'm looking forward to next season.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I can say that just with great anticipation. I was thinking today just how much we're looking forward to the future, not only the next season, but just the future as far as what's going to happen this off season. Seeing guys already getting stronger, seeing their numbers already improving in the weight room, seeing guys, you know, we hope some guys will grow into, you know, that's a unique thing about high school ball. You know, you've got guys that grow and guys that get stronger, and then guys that are putting in the work that they're supposed to be doing. Good things always happen for them, and you know, and that's, you know, I hope in no way does anyone feel slighted by that. You know, certainly we value these seniors a tremendous amount.
Oh, yes.
But you know, as we told the guys after the Simon Kenton game, and honestly at different points throughout the season, that's the way this process works. That's the way that it goes. You know, football in particular really has to be a very cyclical thing, a year-long process type thing. And while we certainly appreciate the work of the guys and their 4 years that they put in, it's going to go on, and it's supposed to go on. That's supposed to be the total program concept.
Right.
What the foundation that these guys are leaving, the next guys have to build upon.
Right.
And you know, we got right back to work on Monday. You know, it wasn't a situation where, you know, taking any time off or whatever, the weightlifting
Not
class.
vacation time.
Yeah, I mean, and quite frankly, we can't afford to. We've got to get people stronger. We've got to get people in better physical condition. You know, hopefully there'll be some guys in the hallways that we can get out. For sure, and all of those things, and you know, and then, you know, going to our middle schools coming up in December and January is probably when I'll get out to those, and talking to those guys who are coming in as 8th graders. And you know, our freshman program had a fantastic year. They went 8-2 and finished very, very strong. They really.
That's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I
knowing
can't,
what's coming.
I can't compliment them enough on the job that they did. Great job, you know, players and coaches, and There's 40 plus of those. We hope to get all 40 of those, and that's kind of a nice problem to have. We're graduating 17 out, but hopefully we're bringing in 40 plus.
Yeah.
So
you hope you have to buy new uniforms.
I hope we have to add some add some helmets and things, and add, we definitely the numbers thing coming.
That's a good problem to have.
That's what we want, and again, that's something that we talked about from the very first time you and I sat down together.
Yes.
We're talking about building the program and getting the numbers up to where they need to be. Yeah. And the total program concept from the youth league to the middle school,
right,
all the way up through the varsity.
Right. These seniors got to see a brand new football stadium, new locker room, all kinds of improvements since they've been there. So we'll ask them, but I don't think it's been too shabby for them.
Yeah, I mean,
everything new.
Facilities-wise, we're the weight room I think was enormous. They got to open up the new stadium, the new facility there, and we're hoping to get the locker room fully refurbished. We've definitely done a lot of cleaning in there, but we're hoping to get some new carpet and at least refurbish these lockers that are in there. If not, if we can't go new, we hope to at least get them refurbished. And so there's still some work to be done, but the weight room facility, it was a very special treat being able to go unlock that door and let these guys walk in after dead period to that new weight room facility, because it was certainly different from what they left, and I do want to say this because these guys did a ton of work to make that happen as well. Obviously, we had to have support from the board to get it paid for and all of that, but these guys, our last 2 days of weightlifting in June, literally tore down that old weight room as a football team. We packed out, I can't tell you how many of those big rubber mats and stacked them and all the weights.
What'd you do with a lot of that? Did you throw it away?
Well, fortunately,
some of that stuff probably needed to go.
There was some of it that was beyond repair that the company didn't take, but virtually all of the materials that came from the old weight room, Dantae actually took it in trade-in, and it was part of the reason why we were able to get such a phenomenal deal on that weight room. We have a state-of-the-art facility. I feel like we've got as good a facility as anybody in the state. I'm not just going to limit that to 6A. I think myself, I'm very proud of our facility. I feel like if anybody who comes in and sees it would be very pleased to have it, and excited to be able to go to work in there. And but again, there was a lot that went into that. The Dantae again from down in Maryville, Tennessee. I've worked with them before on our weight room over at Garrett County, and I promised the administration that I felt like I had someone who would come in and do a great job for us, and not try to make their yearly salary on our project. And sure enough, they did. They came in and did a fantastic job, and we really appreciate them for that. But that being the case, that also allowed us to get that approval from the board, and we appreciate the board and Mr. Thomas and Mr. Neely and all those guys that
everybody that made it happen.
Everybody, it truly took everyone to make it happen, and we certainly appreciate that.
I'm sure these guys didn't mind packing it out.
Well, I'm not sure they liked packing it out, but when they saw the product that came back, they were pretty happy about it.
It was pretty hot too.
It was.
Back then.
Yeah, it was. A lot different than now.
Yes, absolutely. Now, have you guys had your football banquet yet?
We will have it on December the 13th.
Pretty soon.
We'll wrap it up December the 13th, and looking forward to a real nice evening out at school. We'll make use of the cafeteria and the auditorium, and hopefully have a real nice evening for these guys.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Let's take a break before we move into all of these guys that we want to acknowledge, because well-deserved acknowledgement, true. So, all right, we'll be right back right after this.
Madison County School Sports is proud to have Journey Auto and Boat Sales as the official sponsor of the Madison Central Marching Band on MCHS TV. Special thank you to our great sponsors: Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, Faith Created, Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Equipment, Sales and Rentals, give Sean a call, Tatum Enterprises, Richmond Tourism, WKYT.com, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Berea Online, and Rosenbaum Communications. This program is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank and Trust. Visit their new location in Berea.
Oh, there you go. You got time. Go right.
Welcome back to the Coach Mark Center Show. I'm Samantha Burford. We are taking over Jack Burford Chevrolet. They're one of our very kind sponsors for Madison County School Sports Television, and we just kind of take over the whole area. So we let the guys have their coffee over there, and that's a story we'll get into a little later. He's like, yeah, he sees us.
He's ready for it.
He's ready. So let's talk about these seniors.
Yes. You know, again, the 17 guys that really committed to the program, and just really proud of them for all that they've done. And you know, I wish for their sake we could have put a few more wins on the board, but again, I do think that as things progress, they'll be looked back on as guys who really help lay the groundwork. And as you mentioned, you know, they've seen a lot of change in their 4 years, and that change should all be leading to the success that we're hoping to have on the field as well as off.
We might need to give them a title.
Yeah.
Like UK always has the title for these players.
I will say this, and these seniors contribute greatly to this. You know, I've just been doing some work getting ready for our banquet coming up on the 13th. We carried a 3.02 GPA through football season, and
that's impressive.
A lot of these seniors are a big part of that, and I'm really proud of them. And I do want to emphasize, I want people to know just how fine these young men are.
Smart and athletic.
They're getting it done in the classroom. They're getting it done, you know, as far as the character piece. They really accepted the character piece, and you know, I've talked to you about that before too. You know, that's one of the things that we are trying to build our program around, and we truly feel like if we take care of the character piece, that the other stuff will take care of itself. And you know, it takes a great deal of character. It takes a great deal of perseverance to commit to football, and these guys did.
Well, and I'm sure their parents do too. Athletics is important, but it is not going to be with them the rest of their lives.
At some point, it'll end for everybody.
Right.
At some point, it'll end for everyone, and you know, so many of our guys are already academically qualified for college. A lot of them are starting to hear from colleges that they've applied to and being accepted now. And as I've told them, you know, if they aspire to play college football, we'll do everything we can to try to help them reach that dream. But the most important thing is that each one of them go to college. If they don't play another down of football, going to college and getting that degree is the most important thing, and they're well on their way.
But what you also have to think about too, as I think about as a mother, someday they're going to have children.
Absolutely.
Most of these men, they could possibly have, you know, with their children, young men that they're going to be teaching football to someday.
Yes.
And you hope that they teach them the character that you're going to instill in them.
That's exactly right. Well, and me as a part of our staff and the whole community that it takes. You know, it's very humbling around this time of year when you start looking at the banquet things, and you start looking at issue and thank yous and invitations to the banquet stuff. It takes so many people to run a successful football program.
It does.
And you know, so many volunteers, so many sponsors, so many
Yes.
you know, just so much that it takes to run a successful football program, and all in support of these young men. And it's just a huge thing. It really is.
And as the program grows, you'll get more of that
That'll
too.
go.
More parents, more volunteers, more everything. So that'll be wonderful.
We certainly need it. We do.
All right, let's get to it.
I'll start off with Terrell Adams. He's one of our 17 seniors. Terrell, number 78 on the field. He's a real strong man, Terrell. When we first took over, we hadn't probably been lifting a few weeks, and went down to the North Laurel weightlifting competition, and he was the highest bench press in his weight class and did a very good job. Also a track athlete, does some shot put and some discus and things like that. Just really battled and came to work every day, and really just proud of him for the effort that he gave, and came a long way over the course of the season. Trevor Bing, our senior wide receiver and defensive back, and played some outside linebacker for us as well. Trevor, really solid contributor in many ways. He was in our wide receiver rotation, played a lot of special teams for us, and just you know, one of those guys that he's a real quiet kid, but always gave great effort every day. Ryan Burberry, another young man, he wide receiver, defensive back, and he, you know, again, much in the mold. He and Bing are pretty big buddies. They hang out a lot together, and you know, Ryan had a couple of injuries this year. He went out with a concussion for a few games, had to miss a few games due to concussion, but you know, came back, and just really passionate kid. He played hard, you know, right to the last down up at Simon Kenton. And of course, Brandon Campbell, one of the seniors that you'll get to talk to here in a few minutes. You know, I don't make any bones about it. I'm the head coach, so I love all 71 of my kids, but my offensive linemen are a little bit close to my heart because that's the position that I coach. And so I've definitely got to spend more time with those guys, and it's good to have them and Brandon, you know, certainly epitomizes that offensive line mentality, being a good teammate, and just giving of himself. Had that shoulder surgery last year, had to come back, battle back off shoulder surgery. You know, didn't get a ton of weightlifting in the off season because of coming back off that rehab.
More physical therapy.
It's certainly physical therapy, and played through it, and played through some pain towards the end of the season, and still just, you know, continued to be out there for us. A great job by him. Malcolm Ellis, one of our seniors. I'm not certain that this is his first year playing, but I know it was he hadn't been playing long. He did a great job for us on special teams, and you know, being a guy who we could really count on to get out there and give us a look and scout team each day. And Malcolm did a very good job. Savion Floyd, he's I know he's a 4-year player, and he was one of our few guys that we targeted out early on as being a returning starter and a guy that we felt really good about. And you know, it's real special. It's talking about the college thing, and I got another text from Savion a few days ago. He was accepted to another college. He's been applying for colleges, and so he's been accepted to 3 very good colleges. And whenever he makes his decision to go attend, he's got a great academic future in front of him. Very proud of him for that. Walker Good, another one. Of course, Sabian was one of my offensive linemen, defensive linemen as well. Walker Good, one of my offensive linemen. You know, just Walker's just so steady. That's the thing that I admire most about him. He's just a real steady, even-keeled kid. He's quiet. Doesn't really say a lot, just comes to work every day. And we had him all over the field. He played right tackle, left tackle, right guard, left guard. About the only spot he didn't play was center on the offensive line. So, I mean, he really did a great job of knowing what to do and making himself valuable, being able to be plugged in.
That's important, too.
It's huge, especially, you know, when we battled some injuries and got some things going.
Had to move people.
And then, of course, we've got Dantae Minter, who you'll be speaking with here in a few minutes, and he's doing a great job of smiling and making faces at me right now. But you know, Dante's another guy who you know, in some ways sacrificed for the team just a little bit. You know, Dantae played a lot of offense and defense early in the season. He was playing quite a bit of defensive reps, and he rolled his ankle pretty good, missed a few games there in the middle of the year, and you know, he defensively probably may have been his strong suit, and certainly I don't know, you may ask him this question later. I don't know which one he likes better, but we needed him on the offensive line to really solidify our offensive line, and he played a lot of guard early, and then after he came back, we slid him over into the center spot, which is where he'd started as a junior, and did a fine job for us, and really, you know, in some ways made a sacrifice for the team that allowed us to play at center and have a veteran in the front line, and that was a huge help. We got Will Nash. Will Nash, an AP student, just a very, very bright kid. Again, another one of these kids who academically is just super, super strong, and he was in many ways the heart and soul of our defense from his linebacker position, and just, you know, he embodies that spirit of just, with every loss, I think it just eked him inside. I think he died a little bit inside, you know, every time we would get beat, but just a great guy. Brandon Northern, Mr. Coffee over there, we'll get to talk to him here in a few minutes as well. Brandon's just a go-getter. The passion that he shows for the game of football and how hard he plays day in and day out, practice, games, whatever. You know, he's one of those guys that would get over there and on scout team, and we'd have to, you know, kind of throttle him back a little bit. And you know, hey, you know, you're going against your own teammates here. Let's go. And you know, but at the same time, it would give, you know, here's a guy who's starting on defense that's over there on the scout team, giving you a fantastic look every day, and got in at some H back, and just a real warrior for us, honestly. Jeffrey Robinson, he likes to go by Cheeks, but Cheeks is one of the guys who kind of got himself locked in as a staple on our defensive line. He came a long way mentally. He came a long way from the first time that I met him and watched him in the weight room to the end of the year. I felt like he's grown as a young man, and I'm really proud of that for him. He gave us great effort. Billy Thompson, another one of our seniors. You know, he's not only football but track and taking AP courses in school, and academically just super strong and a really hard worker. He, you know, holds down what is a part-time job but virtually a full-time job. And on top of everything
between going
else,
to school and football practice,
taking care of stuff at home, taking care of stuff at work, taking care of stuff at school, and taking care of football.
That's not easy.
It's not easy, and he
must be a fantastic kid.
He is, and he did a fantastic job of taking care of all that. Jonathan Ty, another young man who I think came a tremendous, you know, long way this year. You know, in the summer, and he'd tell you this too, if he were sitting here in the summer, you know, wasn't real sure that he was going to make it. You know, he had some attendance issues, had some things going on, but we had a real heart-to-heart meeting one day, and he locked in and committed, and when he really committed and turned the corner, man, he showed what a special football player he could be. He had a couple of real big runs for us, played a lot of defense for us towards the end of the year. Nathan Coots. Nathan is, you know, it's funny now that I'm going through these guys, and you know, I think about the demeanor of them. The demeanor of them is so similar, because a lot of them aren't really outspoken. A lot of them are real quiet guys. They're good soldiers. They do what, you know, they try to do what you ask them to do. But you know, vocally not really, you're going to go out there and jump out on that limb. Not really vocal leaders, but try to lead by actions. And you know, Coots was one of those guys too. You know, he's a multi-sport athlete. Like I said, he runs track, and he's a really good track athlete. One of the faster guys on our team. David Southgate, guy that I'm really proud of, one of my offensive linemen. You know, certainly, you know, and David didn't get the opportunity to play as many snaps as he would have liked to play, but you know, he worked so hard every single day and was such a good teammate, and you know, he reads people very well, and honestly, he and I had a really good connection. You know, he would act, you know, sometimes after a long Friday night or something, I'd get a text sometime late after the game or early on Saturday morning. It'd be David, and he'd be sending me a Bible verse or something like that, and that's just really special when a kid has that.
What I was gonna say.
And you know, really proud of him. Darian Hawkins, another senior. You know, he contributed a ton for us on special teams and was able to get quite a bit of playing time in that area. A fine young man, and really proud of the effort that he gave us. And then I think that brings me to Will Hinton, and I promised you a story about Will. And you know, Will is a young man who, again, is a tremendous athlete. You know, I truly think that you know, somebody needs to give him an opportunity, whether it's walk on or a small school, maybe commit some money towards him and stuff. He's a fine football player. He's got great speed. He's got all of those things that he needs to success on the football field. But you know, the leadership qualities that he has. You know, he was one of the guys that would speak out, and I can't remember exactly what game it was. It was one of the home games, and we came in at halftime, and the locker room was silent. And quite frankly, our locker room was never silent. And the locker room was absolutely silent, and there was one voice coming out of the locker room, and it was Will. And when I walked in, all eyes were glued on him. And it just shows how much respect that the kids had for him, because you know, he's over there in his sweats or in in t-shirt and shorts, whatever the case was, and you know, not getting to play, but he would have given anything
to have been
able to play that night and to help his brothers out. And they knew that, and they respected that out of him. And just I think that epitomizes Will to a T. And he's a great young man. And again, he had that knee surgery. He's rehabbing well from that. He's going to run track, and I feel like once people see that he's getting that speed back, that I hope he's got some opportunity out there, because he will be an absolute steal for somebody.
Right. Some coach needs to snap him up. They'll be fantastic.
Yeah, if they'll give him an opportunity, they won't be upset. I believe that with all my heart.
There's so many coaches out there that need those leaders.
And those intangible things, every coach needs athletes, but the difference between a great athlete and a great ball player are those leadership intangibles that it takes.
That's exactly right. Listen, I'm just impressed that you could actually see that. If you guys could really see this paper and see how small the writing is on this paper, I'm just impressed that you could read that.
Left my glasses at home, so
I'm impressed.
I'm lucky.
Listen, absolutely. All right, so we've named off all the seniors. We know when the banquet is. Any other thoughts and any other statistics you want to share with everybody?
Well, I can go over a few statistics here. We averaged just under 30 points a game for the season. So, offensively, we did some good things. Did not quite reach our goal. We kind of set a goal of 35 points a game, and we didn't quite get there. But first year in a new system and everybody learning new roles and things like that, we able to put up right about 28.5 points a game was fairly solid. Rushed for over 1,800, almost 2,000 yards, and then passed for over 1,500 and approaching 1,600 yards. I think I have to go back and look, but I think Zach was right at 1,500, maybe just a little bit over, and that's good for. Again, I've got to get our school record book updated. I found my digital copy from when I was here back in 2007. So I'm excited about going through this off season. And
where did you find that?
Just very lucky.
2007.
George Powell, when he was an assistant coach here, of course, a long-time assistant coach and assistant principal before he and his wife moved out to Owensboro. And George, when he went into administration, he passed on the copy of the record book to me, and I was kind of the keeper of it while I was an assistant. And then when I left, I passed it on, and Coach Riley took care of it there. And then after Coach Riley went back coaching middle school, it just kind of laid dormant for a little bit. So he and I started digging through old jump drives and things like that, and I was able to recover the file. So.
It's like a needle in a haystack almost.
It really is. So we're pretty excited about getting that and kind of gathering the stats from the last 5-6 years and making sure everything's updated and things. But again, I from the best that I can recall, I think Zach's 1,500 some odd yards will be good for one of the top 5. It probably put him in the top 5 as far as single season passing yardage, and he's got a bright future in front of him. Again, I'm just trying.
You got to be looking forward to him next year.
Absolutely, and the weapons that we can put around him.
Right.
Is just really exciting. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 guys, 11 different guys carried the football for us this year. Corian Cryer was our leading rusher in the regular season with 844 yards. Johan Williams, a really, really strong 674. I think after the playoff game he was up over 700, and Keenan Miller, he kind of bounced around back and forth between the slot and the wide receiver spot. He didn't have a ton of carries during the regular season, but he was our leading rusher in the playoff game and had almost 100 in the playoff game. So excited about that. I'm looking here excited about getting Cam Presnell back.
I was going to say that.
He missed over half of his junior season. Can't wait to see him back on the field because he's a great player.
And then you'll get next season bombarded with all the questions again. Which quarterback are you going to go with? It'll happen again, just like last season. Everybody will be like, "What's he doing?"
Well, and then throwing the new kids into the mix too.
Exactly.
The guys that are coming up, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 12 different kids caught footballs for us this season, and that's spreading around in the passing game pretty good. John Williams, of course, our leading receiver. He had 40 catches on the year for just a little bit over 600 yards and 4 touchdowns, and you know, just, you know, a bunch of guys that really can be weapons for us. And the nice thing is, again, we talked about it with Lawrence Lee and Altamirano and gosh, several other guys. You know, you can't really load up on John because we can hurt you on the other side of the field as well. And then, you know, I was trying to go down through here and just scan for tackles, leaders, and things like that. Corian, of course, one of our tackles leaders, he had 60 on the year. It's you know, several guys. There's Cheeks Robinson with 43, and you know, Jabari Hughley, another guy that we can't wait to get back. You know, we lost him for you know, really the last half of the season. We were able to get him back for the playoff game, but you know, he had been out for 4 or 5 weeks. You know, he was our leading tackler through half the season, and the games that he played in, he's all over the field.
Have you added up how many people actually got injured this season? Do you have a number, like off the top of your head?
Well, I can say this: when we had 21 off of our roster of 71, we had 21 not dressed for the playoff game. So that's
hard. That's,
you know,
hurts.
and it's not all injuries, but it was, you know, it would, you know, and certainly not all major injuries, but. You know, I mean, definitely, you know, Hunter Hazelwood and Cam Presnell and Jabari and Lawrence missed some time. You know, a bunch of guys missed time. Dantae missed 2 weeks in the middle, one game, but 2 weeks because of the way things fell. Yeah, and then you know, we had so much, you know, so much stuff went on, and again, that's all part of the hope for this off season. You know, we really need to
stronger.
We really need to get stronger. We need to get bigger, faster, stronger, the whole bit, but and more durable. You know,
and there's no break. They're doing it now.
There can't be. You know, we're you know, truly, you know, when I compare our numbers to the numbers of other coaches that I trust and guys that I know and you know, in coaching, it's always hard to share too much information because you don't want to give the other team an advantage. But there's a lot of guys that you make great friendships with, and
especially over the years. I mean, you've been doing this
and sharing information. Yeah, I've been doing this way too long, but hopefully I can do it for a lot longer.
I was going to say not that long.
Yeah, a lot longer. But you know, in comparing notes and comparing numbers, you know, we've got to get there. You know, that the strength factor is one thing, and the great thing is it's something that you can do something about. You know, you know. You can get a little bit faster, but God determines how fast you are. You can get bigger, but God determines how big you're going to be. But strength in that weight room, it's just like I was telling the guys today in the weight room, a lot of that's determined on how much you're willing to give and how hard you're willing to work.
And that's quickness too.
Yeah, and it all plays into it.
Yeah, if they're building more muscle and being leaner.
Absolutely. And you know, we've got to get overall as a program, you know, from top to bottom, linemen to backs to receivers to linebackers, everybody top to bottom, we've got to get stronger. And as we do, I think we'll be a lot more able to withstand you know, some of the more minor injuries and things that we suffered through this year. And again, it's all a building process. It's all a process. And,
that's right.
And we've got to take it one step at a time, one day at a time. That's what we're doing.
Yep. Coach, is there anything else? I always give you the final word, so before we talk to these young men.
Yeah, it got 3 real special guys over here that are going to come talk to you tonight, and Dantae and Minter and Brandon Northern and Brandon Campbell. You know, just really, and you know, these guys, you know, obviously took time out of their evening to come. I wish I could have had all 17 of them come in here and sat and talk. I mean, I think it would have
been a 4-hour show.
It would have been a long show, but I think it would have been a good one. I really do. And just, you know, as I mentioned earlier, I want to thank everybody who has stepped up and helped our program this year, from the smallest to the largest. From, you know, if you bought a $5 ticket to the car wash back in the summer, or if you know, we had an anonymous donor provide a pregame meal right before the playoff game, and you know, that's pretty special when you have somebody step up and just say, hey, Coach, you need to go here at this time and pick up your meal, be ready. You know, and you know, things like that's pretty nice. And you know, just so many people are part of this program. So many people want to see this program be successful and are doing things daily to make sure that we get to where we need to be and get the things that we need. And so thank you to them, and and hopefully we'll continue to have that support, because what we're trying to do is for these young men.
That's right. And a shout out to your athletic director as well. He really did a nice job on getting lots of sponsors around the football field, and just some very unique and different things, ideas, fresh ideas coming at you this year.
Yeah, and he's doing a really good job of getting the athletic department built up and trying.
He's moved on to the other sports now.
Yeah. He's those signs and sponsorships that he has. He's got an athletic department budget that in some will touch us all. Will touch all the sports in some way. And he's doing a fine job with that, and of course, he and I have been friends for a long time. It's nice to have that support from not only athletic director but administration and everybody. It's good to know that we've got that support in place, and certainly they want to see us to be successful, and we want to be successful not only for them but for these kids.
A nice team, nice team effort.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, congratulations on your first year.
Thank you.
I hope we all enjoyed watching, and I appreciate that you let us join you, and the show has been a big success, and we thank you for that.
Thank you very much. We look forward to it again next year.
Good. And stay with us, because we've got 3 special young men coming up next, right after this.
Madison County School Sports is proud to have Journey Auto and Boat Sales as the official sponsor of the Madison Central Marching Band on MCHS TV. A special thank you to our great sponsors: Jack Burford Chevrolet, State Farm Insurance, Jerry Goebel, Luxury Pets, Express Roofing, we've got you covered, Faith Created Assembly of God Church, ScenicCabin.com, Equipment Sales and Rentals, give Sean a call, Tatum Enterprises, Richmond Tourism, WKYT.com, Time Warner Cable, Madison County Schools, First Gear, Pro Signs, Berea Online, and Rosenbaum Communications. This program is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank and Trust. Visit their new location in Berea.
Welcome back to MadisonCountySchoolSports.com and the Mark Center Show. I'm Samantha Burford. We're here at Jack Burford Chevrolet, and I have 3 very special young men with me, Madison Central football players, and they're seniors. Are you sad?
Yeah,
it's over.
For sure.
Yeah, not I guess it's cold outside. What are you doing to, with your time now that you don't have practice?
Sitting at home.
Playing video games.
Not even that.
Listen, you're supposed to be saying, I'm studying. No. I'm studying.
Bro,
That's what your parents want to hear.
My parents are probably watching. I am studying.
All right, let's introduce you guys. So go ahead and tell us your name, tell us your position, and then I'll come back and ask you guys more questions.
All right. I'm Brandon Northern. I play nose guard and fullback.
I'm Brandon Campbell, play offensive tackle.
Dantae Minter. I play center.
All right. He's all smiles back here. Okay, so tell us, let's just keep starting with you. Do you have a favorite moment of the season this year?
Probably favorite moment was probably about the Dunbar game. That's when we played our best football. It really looked good, and it went something. After it was all said and done, after going to practice and stuff like that, it just felt good having that really just dominating win.
Yeah.
And it just when both offense and defense play together at the same time, playing their best ball, that's the funnest part about having this football.
Yeah. What about you?
Probably beating Tate's Creek after they didn't get off the field for our senior night. That was
a good one.
That was a pretty good victory.
Yeah.
Pretty good
You're adding that one in there too, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's at
Senior night against Tate's Creek. I mean, like Brandon said, that was a great time. I mean, we had one of the highest rushing totals we had all season. I mean, it was a great night.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach was pretty excited after that night too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Offensive line almost got a free dinner, 11 yards away.
Oh, you're kidding.
We need 450 yards rushing to get a dinner. We had 430.
Now, who would that dinner have been from?
Coach Goldie.
Coach Goldie, one of our assistant offensive line coaches.
Yep.
And so what does he do? Does he say, okay, if you guys get this, then I'm going to give you this?
We made a bet with him that week.
You did.
He said we had to get $4.50 to get a dinner.
And he knows food will work for you guys. You guys want food.
Well, they kind of played, they took us out. They knew we was getting real close.
Yeah.
And he would,
Oh, you just
yeah.
missed it.
Coach Goldie, he knew. He wasn't going to make a bet unless he won.
he knew.
He knew he wasn't going to win. Said he was going to win. You guys weren't going to win. Oh, I bet deep down he was really hoping you guys would win it.
Yeah.
I was.
I don't know about Coach Goldie, but I ain't going to pay for all them hogs to eat off my paycheck. I'd be like, throw the ball, do something. Don't get it on.
He was taking us to cookout anyway.
That was my next question. Where was it? You guys should have said, no, we want Malone's or somewhere like that. Steakhouse.
That exquisite stuff.
All right, so do you have a favorite moment? We talked about this season. Is there anything as far as the 4 years that you guys have been doing this? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll go back to you. Give me a chance.
Probably about my two favorite moments if I had to do them. One would be my interception at Tate's Creek, for one thing, because never got that before. And if you ever see me on the field, I'm the shortest guy there, so to have the ball thrown right at me, it was amazing. And then I thought I was free and clear, then my own teammate Cheeks knocks me out of bounds, you know. So that was awesome. Everybody was jumping up and hollering. I felt good. I felt like an athlete for once in my life. And
well, it's fun when you do something different like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible. That's something you'll always remember.
Yeah, I was like, oh gosh,
Yeah.
you threw the ball to me.
Yeah. I would have been like, I'm keeping this ball. Get another ball because this one's going on with me.
And then probably we used to have a tradition. Probably it was one day out of the year where we get to make fun of the coaches for once. They get to mess with us all these times, and finally we had one good day of messing with them. And the seniors before us, they were just awesome at it. And every day, every year we just be laughing, you know, just crying how it's so funny. Those were really good memories.
Yeah.
If I had to say my favorite memory overall, probably going off to play Trinity in Louisville, second round playoff junior year. That's just a good trip.
All right.
Well, probably beating DuPont Manual in the playoffs. I mean, that was a great time being a starter on a team that hadn't won many playoff games in recent years, and then winning that playoff game, being a starter on that team. That was awesome.
Well, I know Coach was really impressed with you guys. He said some wonderful things about all three of you and really about all of your senior teammates. I mean, this has been a very different season. You guys have been through 3 coaches in just a year and a half. I mean, you've stuck with it. What are your thoughts on being patient and staying with all this? You love football, don't you?
Yeah, I think that just shows just how much we love the game. I mean, these we've been playing with each other this whole time, and never once has our dedication ever dropped. I mean, the guys that played football throughout, I mean, that's all we want to do. We lived and breathed it. So I mean, it was just fun playing with them kind of guys. It gets your competitive juices flowing, and you just want to compete because you know the guy beside you is going to compete, and it makes you better. It's just real good stuff when all that happens.
Yeah.
He's hit the nail on the head. I mean, playing with the guys that I've played with since most of them Little League.
Well, I was wondering, did any of you guys play in middle school together?
Yeah. Me and Brandon have played either against or with each other since 4th grade.
Okay.
And we're seniors.
I actually had his dad as a coach since I was in Pop Warner. Ever since from Pop Warner to high school, his dad's been around me, so it's just like family.
Yeah.
I mean, just like the whole time, even though the process of having 3 different coaches, going from Coach Brown to having Coach Smith from a short time, and then having Coach Centers, it's like through the whole thing, we knew that we could rely on our seniors to work hard throughout. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of like an up and down time, but I mean, from the work standpoint, we are always at an even keel, wanting to work hard every day that we had a chance to, and no matter what the schedule was.
Yeah. Well, you guys got to be the group that's got on this new football field. You've got the new weight room. What are your thoughts on that?
Blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed to have such nice facilities.
So Coach was saying, and I guess it was you that got to help pack it all out, the old locker room.
A lot of it, yeah.
I guess the weight room.
It was definitely old.
Yeah.
The weight room is something like, people take that stuff for granted. A good weight room, if you have a good weight room program, your football program's going to go up. I mean, it's just proven. Every elite team has an elite weight room. It just goes hand in hand. So it was great for the program to have the new weight room going because we deserved it. I mean, that old weight room, I mean, it was just
missing weights, bars breaking.
Before Coach Simmons
and that can be dangerous too. You know?
Yeah. Well, you want to tell them the story?
Is it a good story for television?
Yeah.
You got to be safe here.
This man right here was trying to get the school squat record at what was it, 5:30?
5:30.
And we can tell the weight room, the equipment was a little dated when he dropped it, and the supporters are supposed to catch the bars, just snapped in half.
Catch.
Yeah, my foot's right there at the 45 or the 5 or 6 45-pound bar or weight there on the bar. So I was like, I think it's about time we get a new weight room before somebody dies.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
That was.
I'm sure your family appreciates the new weight room. Yeah.
My foot appreciates it.
For sure.
Yeah. Did it land on your foot?
Oh, I was about that close away, man. I was spotting him. I was like, I got you, Dantae. And the support beams didn't say so. They're like, nope, we're done.
Yeah, that's when Coach would have been like, oh my gosh, we definitely got to get new weights on here when we're breaking bones because the weights are falling on them.
Yeah,
definitely.
That's not good. What else do you guys want? You want to thank anybody? I mean, you want to talk about your future, where you're going?
I mean, I'd just like to thank Coach Centers because, I mean, he came in every day, pushed us hard. I mean, making us better football players is only one thing. I mean, he made us better men.
And I think he prides himself on that. And I know your family should be so proud that you guys are well-mannered, very nice, polite young men.
This whole staff that came in, they could have easily just kind of stuck the seniors over in a corner and not really cared about us just because they're gonna have us for 1 year, and they didn't do that. They took the chance to get to know us, to put work and time into us, and just really take care of us. And that meant something.
Yeah. And what about you?
I mean, Campbell nailed it. I mean, when a guy comes in and wants to incorporate the seniors because he knows how important it is, that just makes you want to play for him because it's easy for a guy who's been in 3 years with another coach can just say, oh, this ain't the way I've done it, so I'm not going to do it. It's not how we work around here. But no, because he incorporated us and he made us feel accepted, and we bought on to it, and his mottos of being a good person and how this is how you run things because that's how you propel yourself in life. And it just, we stuck with it and we ran with it. And I think we're all going to be doing something good one day because of it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. What do you all think about next year? What will you be doing in the fall? Anybody going to college? Anybody?
Go ahead, bud.
Well, I mean, there's a couple colleges that have a little interest in me, but I mean, just kind of waiting on a couple offers, and if I get those offers, then I'm just gonna look over them and see which is the best one for me.
Right.
I mean, and I love football. I mean, it's in my life, but getting an education is real important too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because that's what's going to take you the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My career kind of ended this year. It kind of got snatched away from me. Well, my shoulder and all the problems with that.
Right.
But I said education's key. You got to have a career.
So do you have a school that you're looking at? Just
Eastern.
Eastern, fantastic.
Nope, I've already got accepted, so.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what about you?
I'm gonna try to go to the next level. Also play college football. It's been my dream. I got a bunch of small schools looking at me. So hopefully one of them just, sees what I can do, my potential, and hopefully I can just show them that I'm good for the program.
Yeah, I think that's what it's all about. It's just a nice fit between you, the coaches, and the school. You gotta, does your family want you to move 100 miles away? I doubt it. So you gotta find the right school that's gonna work for you and your family.
If you know my mom, she don't want me to leave the house, but I'm telling you right now, go on.
Oh, don't say that. She's watching. So she may move with you. How about that?
She's threatened it.
I have kids. I understand that. I understand it. It's like we're gonna get an apartment next door, so I get it. Anybody else? Anything else that we want to talk about before we close? How about any superstitions? Any? You did a tradition earlier, but superstitions are a little more fun.
Well, this isn't really superstition, but I mean, there's a story that you forgot to bring up about this man and his coffee. You might want to bring that up.
Are we all right to bring that up?
I mean,
Is he sitting over here like
I'm
this?
an open book. We can talk about whatever.
We love you. I think that's fantastic. How many cups of coffee have you had while you've been sitting here?
I've actually had one. I've been
only
good.
one.
But I had 4 at the house before I came here.
Not counting.
I don't know how
pot.
you're standing still. The pot that you had already today.
I'm slowly vibrating. You can't see it because I'm wearing baggy pants. I'm slowly vibrating.
You were so funny. So, do you have a nickname? Do they call you Coffee? What do they call you?
Well, actually, my nickname is Chico. They call me Chico because what? Yeah.
I would think they should start calling you Java or something.
Yeah, his daddy called me Chico in middle school and it stuck, and some people just call me Chico, and then you know, where I'm so amped up and everything, they had a little superstition that like there must be like a guy on my shoulder talking to me all the time. So now his name is Pablo. So it's Chico and Pablo. We're a dynamic duo. We're really good together.
Yes, you are. Well, I really cannot believe that you drink that many cups of coffee today. What did you tell me a minute ago off camera? 19, 18 cups a day?
Well, it's going to sound unbelievable, but if there's a will, there's a way. In the summer, you can get about 30 cups in. You can. I don't recommend it. I don't think.
I don't, and I'm going to tell you. And your mother probably tells you need to add some water in there.
Yeah, well,
I know there's water in coffee, but you need just some water.
One last story.
Dehydration.
Yeah, see, this man saved my life.
I did save his life.
You did, for real.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a
maybe
whole
not
other
save
story.
his life, but we're gonna go with
well,
that.
Okay, you go with that.
It has to do with the coffee, and like a dumb high schooler, I was like, well, I just got off work during the summer. I was like, I'm gonna go. I was going to weightlifting while I didn't eat nothing or anything like that. So I was just like, I'm just gonna get a cup of coffee in me, and go on my day. And so I had my cups of coffee, did my weightlifting. I was like, man, I feel funny. It was just blazing hot. I was like, man.
Out there full pads.
Yeah, so I go out there and we're just running nonstop, you know, playing and all that. And I was like, man, I went to the side. I was like, Coach, I gotta have a break. He's like, all right, go over there. And I was like, I feel cold. Just fell right down. Gone.
Out.
Gone. They revived me. Campbell's over there slapping my face, trying to wake me up.
They pull out the stuff to wake you up.
Oh, yeah, they had like
and all
cold
the water
towels.
squirting on him.
Oh, Lord.
Last thing they said was, thought we lost you, bud. I was like,
Lost
all
you.
right, man.
Were any of you like, I'm not giving him CPR?
I hope to gosh you give me some
I would have if I
CPR,
had to. But I don't think it goes that far.
You were like,
some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation would be much appreciated if I'm dying.
If you need
Only
it,
if we had a latex glove to put over you.
Yeah.
you guys are so much fun. Any other stories? We can't just pick on you and all your coffee drinking, but it is quite funny.
There's nothing embarrassing about me.
No, of course not.
Not at all. Not at all.
None.
Nothing that you really want to share, is there? Or,
Well, there's nothing that you can't share because
Okay.
it's just not. It doesn't happen.
But we really don't have any stories about Dante.
I got stories, but I can't say
squeaky
because I'm really
clean
a good
over
friend.
here. Squeaky clean.
Squeak.
No nicknames?
No.
He was Jesus in middle school for a long time.
Yeah. Because
Right.
believe it or not, we were probably about the same size in middle school.
Yeah.
It's
About
all the
the same-
coffee.
Yeah,
Same person.
kids, if you want to go play
I
the
don't
next
drink
level, don't
coffee.
drink coffee.
Yeah.
Look at me. It does stunt your growth.
Okay.
Yeah, and see, you don't drink it, right?
This man
No,
is a specimen of perfect genetics. His daddy's
Oh, well, I
6'4".
wouldn't say
All of his family's tall. His mama's tall. It's not just because you didn't drink coffee. You was blessed. My mama's 5 foot, so
Yeah,
I love
get
you,
it.
mama.
I know. You listen. You may feel short, but I feel really short sitting here, so I
Well,
get
Dante's
it.
kind of cheating. He's got boots.
He's got
on,
boots
so.
on,
He's
so.
shorter than what he's looking right now. Don't let that fool you. It's all camera tricks and all that for him.
I should have worn my heels. Well, you guys have been a lot of fun, and we thank you for spending the evening with us. You had to patiently sit over there while Coach Whitey talked for a good hour, right?
Oh,
Y'all were timing him. I
It's
saw you.
unbelievable.
I saw you. They were patiently waiting. They were also timing him because they got here to the show before he did. So they were waiting to make sure he got here on time.
If he came in at 6:46, we're gonna wear him out.
We could have.
You can
busted
do
him.
that now that the season's over.
Oh yeah. Look, this
He
man.
wore his hat during the whole interview.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
No
at.
hats in the
There's
house.
no hats. Rule number like 2 of the book. There's no hats inside, and I got picked at all the time for because I love my hats. This man did a whole interview with a hat on.
It's
He's
on
a coach.
the
He
team
can do
policy.
it. Oh, it is.
It's on team policy.
He's running the car.
Be early to everything and no hats in the house. And he was both. He had both.
He did it.
Broke rules.
Card.
He
He's
did
running
it.
the card. That's what I'm getting at.
No. We're gonna give him the grizzly bear.
Oh yeah.
He's got duck walks and bear crawls for 30 minutes after practice.
You think he'll do it?
No.
No.
I mean, we're
No.
gonna suggest it. He's not gonna do it.
He won't listen.
He'll be like,
will
yeah,
he?
I'm gonna be right on that, and he's just gonna leave.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Will you guys come back and like watch the program as it grows the next few years, especially if you're at Eastern? I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to catch a couple of games, but I mean, I also want to be playing on Saturdays too, getting ready for a game the next day. But if there's ever an opportunity,
an off week or something.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be definitely try to be in.
You'll be following them on Twitter and everything else.
Yeah,
so.
hopefully they do better than what we did. Hopefully you just see them get better and better.
Better each year.
Better each year. That's what we hope,
Ultimate
right?
goals, that ring.
It sting a little bit if they got a ring and we didn't, but it'd be all in good fun. Like, congratulations.
If they got a ring next year, Coach Sanders, I've got to have one.
I don't blame you.
Can you put me on the staff? Can I be water boy? I want a ring. Come on now.
That might work. That might work. You could try it.
Fill up the water for a ring.
Throw a little body boucher
Fill up the water. You guys know the roles, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You could be up there taking stats.
Something.
Something. That's right.
Practice, something.
I think he loves you guys. I think he'd let you in on it.
Yeah, he's a great
guy.
And I think if you gave him the money for the ring, I think he'd pass it on. So it may not have the right.
About the money.
Yeah.
We thought about college education and grants and loans, man. I don't know if we can afford that.
Yeah, probably not. You need to be paying for your education. I think that's a lot more important.
Pockets are a little.
Or if the college I go to wanted to pay for my education, that'd be great too.
On that note, we're going to end this. Thank you guys. You guys have been a lot of fun. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for talking to us. You've had a great season, and it's been a fun 4 years.
Yeah,
it has.
It has.
All right. Good luck to you guys. We wish you the best for Madison County School Sports Television. And until next season, this was our wrap-up show. And until next season with the Coach Mark Center Show, you guys keep watching, okay?
Got it.
All right. Thanks for watching.